'Twas the night before probate, and all through the house not an asset was spared, for there was no spouse, nor were there children or any appointed heirs, for the deceased had no plans, nor had he cared. The forms were stacked high with supporting documentation. Billable hours were spent, mostly in frustration. The invoices were getting high, and the sister wanted it done. But the filings were needed, every single one. The administrator was waiting an appointment he needed to start moving assets to the sister, who pleaded. She had no cash or credit, and the bills piled high, but he could not yet move assets, for his hands were tied. To add to the mess, the parents' probate was still open, and the brother's estate was now a beneficiary unchosen. 2 years and more the parents' assets for him waited, in an out-of-state court system, added up to the time cited. From one estate to another before going to her account, to the sister I explained, and of course she had doubt. How can a system be so frustratingly complex? And I told her the probate court does not give a heck. Exasperating, time-consuming, and stupidity-filled, and for every hour I would now have to bill. If only a trust had been the brother's investment, the sister would not now be filled with resentment. The friend as the administrator would have had his job done in the blink of an eye or a month totaling one. But that was not to be, as he did not plan ahead, 'cause at 53 he did not expect to be dead. Now to my horror the phone did just ring, and the chosen administrator told me something. The house of the brother being used by the sister had a fire today, and it was a disaster. While the fire was small, it was apparently enough to kill the sister and most of their stuff. And so tragedy struck a family once so content that all were now gone without taking a cent. With the sister now gone, the brother's estate had to continue, but the heir was her estate, and more craziness would ensue. Cousins from the woodwork started to appear, wanting to take the accounts quickly and with cheer. As I tried to explain the process to take, with more frustration they started to shake. From the parents' estate to the brother's, then hers, the assets would travel before it was theirs. At least a year before they saw a dime, and meanwhile I had to bill for my time. 3 trusts to set up would have been my preference, but now years and 20 times the cost I did reference. And that excluded the probate for the parents in Jersey, and the added probate for the sister was still blurry. If only had the parents and brother and sister as a remainder had planned with a trust instead of funding my retainer. Now there was nothing left but to revise the filings, for the heir was no more in the papers that were piling. As much as I hated handling the probate court process, because of the ill planned, my practice was a success.